Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're continuing Genshin Impact. Shall we get ourselves out of this loop-de-loop? Alright, so we've been stuck in the same day for quite a while now, it seems. We need to bring Dea to Nahida. How far are we, by the way? Oh yes, definitely teleporting. Ooh, I see shinies. GG. Alright. Back to this again.
Nahida! We brought a friend! Are you busy? I thought I told you that it won't help to bring anyone here. We just wanted her to see the real Dunyarzad's condition.
The real Dunyarzad? Where and who are you talking to?
Huh?
What? She can't see her?
I told you that you two are special. Other people can't see me or Miss Dunyarzad here.
Oh. Well, so much for that plan. She can feel her?
Hold on. Over there. Is that?
You can see her?
Wow. How perceptive. Does she have invisible antennae?
Miss Dunyarzad, she's lying down here, isn't she? How's she doing?
Her condition's really bad, and she's basically in a coma. How did you know she was here?
I can sense her aura. There are also lingering feelings of something like regret or disappointment. What happened?
Do you believe us now? The Sub-Zero's festival has been repeating itself.
You begin discussing the issue with Dea,
So,
who find...
you think the sages are behind this?
Yeah, they've always been against us. Wouldn't surprise me if they're using the Akasha to intentionally repeat the Sub-Zero's festival as a sick joke.
You have a point. Aside from the Dendro Archon, the Academia's sages are the only ones in Sumeru who could pull off something like this. Maybe there's more to the Akasha than we know.
Nahida, can you tell us anything about the Akasha?
Right! Didn't you awaken our memories using something that looked like a knowledge capsule? That means you must know something about the Akasha! The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people. A gnosis could do that? No wonder the Akasha is so magical. It's being powered by the gnosis of Sumeru's Archon.
So, this Nahida you mentioned, what did she say?
She said, and Paimon quotes, "The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace and it grants knowledge to the people."
Compiles the wisdom of the entire populace and grants knowledge to the people. Wait.
What's up?
I get the grants knowledge part. That's what people have always used the Akasha for. But compiling the entire populace's wisdom? How does that work?
Did she mean that the sages enter new knowledge into the Akasha?
Doubt it. Most information in the Akasha comes from Ermin's soul.
Oh yeah, that sounds about right. What do you think?
Ooh. People from Sumeru do not dream. Information on the Akasha, abnormal mental fatigue, deja vu. Well, obviously we're going to want to go through all of these to see what she says, so let's just start. People from Sumeru do not dream.
People in Sumeru don't dream. What a strange phenomenon. Okay, Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people.
Normal mental fatigue.
My mind feels exhausted, even though I haven't done too much thinking. What is going on? What's happening right now seems to have happened before. This feeling has been getting stronger and stronger.
Abnormal mental fatigue? If it's draining the knowledge somehow from all the people into it, it could cause abnormal mental fatigue. Maybe that's also why people from Sumeru do not dream. Let's try that.
You mean the Akasha is causing our mental fatigue?
Exactly.
Huh. Now that I think about it, my head's been feeling unusually heavy. When the desert dwellers set off on their quest for knowledge, a sage once said, knowledge always comes at a price. Compiling the entire country's knowledge. You think the Akasha pulled a 180 and is extracting information from us?
But how would it do that?
Who knows? The Akasha can put knowledge into our heads, so who's to say that it can't also poke around in there? We don't know any specifics.
What's the point of doing something like that?
Knowledge is power.
Just think about it. If you could combine the knowledge of every single person in Sumeru, then you can basically turn Sumeru City into a single massive brain.
Lovely.
This hive mind could make breakthroughs in problems that even the smartest geniuses can't crack.
An excellent deduction. And the analogy comparing Sumeru City to a massive brain? I love it. In that case, we should take off our Akasha terminals right away. Maybe that'll solve this problem.
It's worth a shot. Somehow I don't think it'll be that simple.
Yeah, I was only wearing this for show in the first place. Didn't expect the sages to cook up such a conspiracy. Mark my words, when this is over, I'm getting evidence and exposing this whole thing to the public.
Heck yeah! Everyone removes their Akasha terminals.
How does everyone feel?
Actually, I also noticed something else.
Huh? What is it?
I feel like at the end of every day, there's always the sound of a beep. Huh! Well, look at that. It is thundering outside, so if you hear some growling, it's the sky. Not my stomach. I feel like at the end of the day, there's always the sound of a beep and some dialogue.
Oh, that! Paimon knows what you're talking about. It's a single soft beep that sounds like it's coming from the Akasha terminal.
The sound of a beep. Could it be a prompt tone for when the Akasha is operating?
I heard the same sound in Port Ormos.
That's probably an important clue. We weren't using our terminals, but we heard a beep anyway.
There it is.
Traveler, did you hear that?
I heard it too. Our ears aren't messing with us. There was definitely a beep, but it sounded like it was coming from inside my head. We took off our Akasha terminals.
How? Sorry, that was missing. Oh boy.
Phase runtime has exceeded its expected length. At this rate, there may be casualties.
But we cannot lose all of our progress.
Oh, it's creepy. I'm loving this storyline, by the way. Ooh, hello, here we go again. Oh yes, thank you for skipping these. I don't want to go everything through again. Just imagine how they feel.
Paimon remembers everything! Good. You adapted quickly this time.
At the end of last night.
We definitely took off our Akasha terminals last night, but we still heard that beep. Why is that?
We've been implanted with another form of the terminals. We failed at severing our connection with them.
But now we can at least confirm one thing. The Akasha definitely has something to do with whatever's trapping us in this cycle. Oh, Paimon doesn't get it. Why would the Akasha go this far if all it wants is everybody's wisdom? It's extremely difficult for lab rats in an experiment to understand why they're being treated the way they are.
We're lab rats. Awesome.
If we're lab rats, then what are you? Nahida, you've never told us anything about yourself. I guess I'm the moon.
Sure. Why not?
The moon? Wasn't that the result of our divination?
Oh!
Anyway, knowing who I am won't help you get closer to the truth, so you should focus on other things. Don't get distracted and miss any clues. Okay then. Dia helped us a lot yesterday, so let's go find her. If Paimon's reading the time correctly, those kidnappers should be showing up soon.
Ah, there you are. I've already taken care of those kidnappers. My lady, did you get hurt?
Hold on, something's not right.
Dia?
What's wrong? Why are you both gawking at me like that?
No scar?
You didn't get hurt this time.
Huh? What do you mean this time? Why are you so surprised that I managed to get out unscathed? Those kids were amateurs.
Aren't you still getting used to your new greatsword? Your unfamiliarity usually lands you some scratches.
Shh! How did you know about my greatsword? I haven't told anyone about it. Please, don't tell Miss Dunyarzad.
So Dia's lost her memories after all.
During your battle, did anything feel strange?
Anything strange? You already know that I got a new greatsword. If I had to say something, it's weird how such a new weapon could feel so familiar.
Ah.
It's as if I've already used it to fight a countless number of battles.
Maybe you have.
You're saying that although you don't remember using it, your body feels like it does?
That's right. Both mercenaries and warriors heavily rely on muscle memory. Only knowing the theory of battle won't get you anywhere.
Traveler, what do you think?
I think we're not in a time loop, but our minds are. The day is not repeating itself. The days are moving forward. But our minds are not. Our minds are reliving as if it was the same day. No, because then the scratch would already be there. That doesn't work either. Weird stuffs. We'll see. This has never happened before.
Yeah! Paimon's feeling really hopeful.
Is it possible that we have already broken free?
Oh, you're right! Earlier in the Samsara, something like this would have never happened.
We'll know for sure at the end of the day.
I have no clue what you two are talking about, but it's still dangerous here, so...
So you want us to take Dunyarzad somewhere else to rest while you check if there are still more kidnappers around, right?
How did you know what I was gonna say? Can you read minds?
Sure, let's go with that.
Forget it. Go and do your thing.
I really appreciate how they've...
It's finally nighttime. Aside from Dia not getting injured, everything seems to have stayed the same.
I really appreciate how they've managed to make this quest line not seem repetitive. Because obviously if you're... Well, let's just call it a time loop. If you're doing a storyline that's about a time loop, it's very, very easy for it to feel too repetitive. So I really like the way that they've done this, where they've kind of just skipped over the repetitive stuff so that it doesn't feel like it's, you know, repetitive, exhausting.
Listen, Nahida, we found out that Dia got out just fine today, even though she got injured every other time she fought the kidnappers. Do you think the Samsara has been broken? Have we saved Dunyarzad? Really? Good job on all that progress. Get some good sleep tonight. Hey, what kind of an answer is that? Tomorrow will come. Everyone assumes this is common knowledge, but the only way you can know that for sure is if you experience tomorrow. How many todays has it been? Is it possible that today will be followed by yesterday? Does tomorrow truly exist as anything beyond a made-up concept? It's even possible that this entire world is a lie, and the history of the whole world has just been one endless Sub-Zero's festival. Okay, no more. Paimon's brain is already shut down. That's why it makes no sense to waste your energy thinking about things you will learn tomorrow. Get some good rest. You know, use the bathroom and flush your anxiety dookie away.
Oh, that's a lovely phrase. Use the bathroom and flush your anxiety dookie away. I'm gonna use that in the future.
Huh? Hold on, what did you just say? Did Paimon hear you correctly? Huh? People always say they feel a sense of relief after they take a duk-duk. That's why I suggested you could try that. Is that so strange? It's so strange and so against common sense that Paimon's at a loss for words. You were sounding kind of smart just a minute ago.
We're gonna go get some rest.
Yeah. Even though it's happy and lively at the Sub-Zero's festival every day, it feels like it's been a long time since we've really gotten to relax. Let's go back to our room.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Continue the harvest. Compared to what we stand to achieve, these sacrifices are trivial.
Harvest? Is that what they call it? Extracting knowledge? Harvesting? Makes sense.
We're still in the same day.
As expected, it's not as simple as we thought.
Nahida, you already knew last night that we didn't break out of the Samsara? Why did you tell us? Would there have been a point? You would have spent the night with new worries, with tomorrow still out of reach. In that case, you might as well rest within that brief moment of hope. An opportunity like that doesn't come by often, and I thought it might help you clear your minds. Paimon thought that Duke did that! Whatever. Guess you were looking out for us after all.
I love Paimon's VA. Perfect. Perfect. The way that that line was delivered, pure perfection. I love it.
Of course. In the time we've been together, you two have been everything to me. Paimon's flattered and everything, but maybe you're taking things a little fast. What I mean is, even though I had asked you to solve this puzzle, you two are still the only ones who can see me and sense my presence. In other words, if you weren't here, I may as well not exist. That's why you two have been everything to me. Get it? Nahira's talking about confusing stuff again.
What's confusing about that?
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. So, Traveler, did the new clues yesterday help you gain a new understanding of the situation?
The time loop theory is indeed incorrect.
Huh? Why are you scrapping your previous theory?
Deia's fighting skills have been improving. Dunyazar's illness has also gotten worse. Yes, see, this is what I was saying. But how do you explain then Dia having scratches but then not having them the next day?
Oh yeah, you're right! Gosh, how did we not notice that? In a simple time loop, people's physical conditions should also reset.
Yeah, but Dia's are. That's what I'm saying.
So, what's your new hypothesis?
Alright, let's go through all of these again. Bodily memories. It's probably that, but let's go through all of these.
The moon, illusions, and lies. What do they all mean?
Bodily memories.
Mercenaries rely heavily on muscle memory. And Dia was able to use her experiences to avoid injury in later samsara cycles.
Akasha's sound.
The beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operations. We still hear it every night, even though we removed our Akasha terminals.
Information on the Akasha.
Okay, Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate,
Oh, this
as
is
it is the
thing.
manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people.
We have something more here, it seems. Let's go through these.
We've already
first.
experienced the Sub-Zeru's festival many times, and the day of the festival seems to be in a perpetual samsara.
Alright, now we have more here. Please select another text entry to trigger association. Bodily memories. Maybe this one?
I can't seem to cohesively piece everything together.
Maybe the Akasha sound then? Yeah, okay. Memories are deleted every day.
If all our memories of a day are erased at the end of that day, then we would unwittingly relive that same day again and again.
But again, Dea had scars. And then the next day, she didn't. They would have to be very, very small injuries to be completely healed in a day. For there to not be anything left. We aren't in a time loop. Instead, our memories are being erased at the end of each day. But how do you... Please, Please, please tell me how do you explain Scar's vanishing.
Oh, then the beep we hear every night could just be indicating the deletion of our memories.
And our wounds.
That's why when we wake up, everyone thinks the Sub-Zero's festival hasn't happened yet. It's already the next day, but everyone still thinks it's the day before.
This is exactly what I was saying before. That's what it seemed like to me too. But again, how are wounds just disappearing?
But muscle memory can't be erased. That's why Dia has been getting better at using her greatsword. Now everything makes sense.
Not everything! Wounds are disappearing.
A brilliant deduction. Nahida, tell us if we're right or wrong. To put it simply, it's as if you've mistaken a pyro crystal fly for a firefly in the night. You lost sight of its true nature because you focused too much on your perception that it glows. That isn't simple at all!
Still the wrong conclusion, huh?
Why don't you go talk to Miss Dia again? You might learn something new. Right! She did help us find our latest clue after all. Let's go!
The causality of the Sub-Zero Festival. Talk to Dea. Let's go talk to Dea.
There you are. Really took me a while to find you.
As expected, Dia also didn't get hurt today.
Get hurt? Why would I? Don't underestimate me.
Well, you're still getting used to your new greatsword.
Huh. Truth be told, I also think it's pretty strange. It just suddenly felt so familiar in my hands and... wait a second! How did you know I got a new greatsword to begin with? I didn't tell anyone about it.
Traveler, could you explain the situation to her today? Paimon's gotten a little sick of doing it.
We don't actually need to explain everything. Let's just get straight to the point.
Oh, that works.
You suddenly became proficient with your greatsword because... we've lived through the same day many times already, and our memories of the day are erased every night.
What happened to you guys while I was gone? Did you get brainwashed by some cult?
Don't think too hard about it. Just take what we're saying at face value.
Alright then, let me get this straight. You're telling me that my body's already gotten used to this greatsword, but my brain just doesn't remember it?
Yes, your memory's being erased every day.
Then I'd have to disagree. That's impossible.
Oh? Why do you think that?
If we've actually been reliving the Sub-Zero's festival day after day, then what happened to the things we used, the money we spent, the food we ate? Common sense says my wallet should have emptied itself a long time ago. There's no way I wouldn't have noticed that.
I've thought about that too. But if the sages were behind this, if they utilized the entire city's resources as well as information supplied by the Akasha...
Right! They could use the Akasha to record what everyone did that day, and then use the city's resources to replenish everything! It's not very likely, but it's also not impossible.
No, it is impossible. I've got proof.
Oh?
You have proof? Where?
You two are surprisingly serious about this nonsensical discussion. Fine, I'll play along for a little longer. Come with me, Miss Dunyarzad. Please come along as well. I still can't guarantee that this area is safe.
Paimon can't believe it's Dia who wants to show us something this time. 2 days ago, we were the ones taking her to see Dunyarzad.
Nope. I do not need anything, thank you. See ya. Bye. I just saw some shinies. Alright, where is this thing? It's just in the middle. I don't know if that's gonna help at all. Ooh, what are those glowy things? What direction is that? Ooh, I've not been here. Well, there's a lot in here where I have not been. Oh my god, this entire time that I've been in Sumeru, which, how many episodes has it been now? I've only been in this area? Not even this entire area. I've just been here, here, and a little bit here. Alright. Treasure Street. Oh, at nighttime this is so cozy. Look at all the flowers and the lighting. It's so pretty. Oh, that lighting. Oh, gorgeous. I went past it. See, I was distracted.
This is it.
This is so interesting.
Huh? This is a wooden training dummy. What about it?
See those marks on the dummy? Those are the result of several days worth of practice. Let's say the sages didn't replace it every day. Shouldn't it be hacked to pieces by now?
That's true, but what if they did?
Then the sages would have had to reproduce every mark I left during previous training sessions. I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has always emphasized the importance of refined control. The force, angle, and entry point of each strike is calculated and deliberate. That's why I remember every mark on the dummy, as well as my state of mind as I made each strike. It's just as they say, each swordsman has their own unique style, and even the same swordsman can't make the same cut twice. It would be impossible to copy these marks.
Is it really impossible? What if they use some fancy machine to carve every single mark?
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's painting because the former has no spirit to it. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate carved marks from the results of combat training.
Seems we'll have to abandon this theory.
Hope that cleared things up for you. Hey, is this that new brain-exercise game that's been super popular with the scholars lately? It's surprisingly fun.
Brain-exercise.
Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to Nilu's stage. See you later.
Well, back to square one. Is our memory deletion theory also wrong? But at least we've reached some other conclusions in the meantime.
We're not in a time loop. We're not in the real world. We're not in the real world? We're not in the real world. That's an interesting idea.
Yep, that's true. So, can we think of any new ideas right now?
Let me think. I suddenly realized that something is strange.
Strange? Paimon feels like everything's been strange lately.
How come we've never thought about leaving the city?
Huh? Leaving the city? You're right! It's really strange how we never thought of such a simple solution! Many things should become clear if we can confirm the flow of time outside of the city.
But we've been outside the city.
Paimon can't believe it! Did we miss this because we're tunnel visioning too hard on our other theories? Or because we're just too tired?
Or because our minds are being controlled. We should have thought of this a long time ago.
How about we go back and ask Nahida? Maybe we've forgotten something about leaving the city.
Or how about just trying to leave the city. What is in here? Foul. Well, that was weird. Hi.
Nahida, we're back! You're back early today. Did you find something new? Sort of. We're mostly sure now that we're not in a time loop. And we also aren't in the real world. But at the same time, we have a new question.
What will happen if we try to leave the city? Have we ever tried leaving the city?
Leaving the city. As far as I remember, you've mentioned your plans to do that twice before. We did? But we don't remember anything. What happened after we talked about those plans? What did we say when we got back? Let me think. I don't think you ever actually told me what the outcome was. Oh, it's probably more accurate to say that both times you never came back the whole night. But you two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so at the time, I didn't think too much about it. It is true that sometimes we lose track of time during our investigations. Before we know it, it'll already be the next day. But still, neither of us remember anything about leaving town. Really? That's kind of strange. In theory, I should have already awakened all your memories.
Let's try again tomorrow. Maybe this is the key.
Yep. Something here's definitely fishy. Let's get to the bottom of this tomorrow.
No dialogue?
Our memories are back!
Let's go and try to leave the city today.
About that. Well, where should Paimon begin?
What do you mean?
Traveler, aside from your memories that were just restored, I have another message for you.
Another message from who?
Listen to it and you'll understand.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
This is my own voice. Can't go back. There are countless spaces here.
Traveler, you should be missing 2 days worth of memories. Paimon will fill you in.
You should be missing? 2 days ago.
It's time to carry out our plan from yesterday.
Let's go and try to leave the city today.
Okay, let's go.
The empty illusions of the... Oh. Oh, I'm loving the way they're telling this story. Head to the city gate to find a way out. Can I collect stuff? Thank you.
Why can't we leave the city? What is the academia up to now?
Don't ask me. It's not like I can tell you anything. This is a direct order from the Grand Sage. Just wait until tomorrow.
I have a real emergency. My goods have already arrived at Port Ormos. If I don't hurry, they'll be stolen.
That's your problem. Make sure you make a request in advance next time.
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
It looks like the Academia already announced a lockdown for Sumeru City today. How completely unsurprising. Let's go and question them. Hello, sir. Why can't we leave the city today?
Here we go again. Don't ask me. I don't know either. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit Sumeru today. They didn't tell us anything else.
Of course, the Academia would share their plans with a pawn, so the Academia doesn't trust you at all.
Angering me won't get you anywhere. If I had that kind of insider info, I would have left this stupid post long ago.
It looks like he really doesn't know. If we can't get anything out of him, let's take matters into our own hands. Why don't we climb over the walls? Those guards can't be everywhere at once. This is a good spot, and the guard hasn't noticed us at all. Let's hurry!
Paimon, stay here.
Huh? Why? Are you going to leave Paimon behind?
Leaving the city might trigger disruptions to our memories. We need someone to stay and witness events from this side.
But what if things get really weird out there and you get into some trouble? Then Paimon won't be able to help you.
How much fighting have you done, Paimon?
Oh, Paimon knows that Paimon can't do much, but we've always been together, haven't we?
Don't worry, Paimon. If we leave together, it'll just be the same as before.
Okay. Paimon will wait for you. Promise Paimon that you'll come back as soon as possible. Just a quick look.
Okay, okay.
And please, be careful.
So what the heck happened?
Memories!
Let's go and try to leave the city today.
Traveler!
What's wrong, Paimon?
Paimon thought Paimon would never see you again. You just disappeared. Paimon waited for you for hours and hours at the city wall and you never came back. You promised Paimon that you were only taking a quick look.
What did I promise?
Paimon, calm down. She's here now. I don't think she understood what you were saying. Paimon doesn't care. Paimon wanted to go look for you, but you also said that Paimon should stay. Paimon was so worried and so scared the entire day.
I feel bad for her. Although I don't remember doing any of this. Still, sorry, Paimon. I won't leave you behind.
Okay. Paimon will forgive you. The most important thing is that you didn't actually disappear. Oh, Paimon was so scared that you had gone into another world. Okay. Paimon, can you tell us your perspective of what really happened yesterday?
Paimon describes your plan from yesterday.
I see. Using two people's different perspectives. After that, you left the city. Paimon kept her eyes on you the whole time, but then you disappeared in an instant.
You sure that's what you saw? You weren't zoning out or anything?
No way! Paimon was watching you with the fullest attention.
Fullest attention.
What's your perspective, Traveler? You sure you don't have any memory of this?
Yes, I don't even know that yesterday existed.
I guess that explains everything. You also lost your memories the last 2 times you tried to leave the city. Those days' memories can't be awoken. So, if we leave the city, our memories will be completely erased?
So they didn't just restrict access to Sumeru's city, they're also erasing the memories of those who
It
leave.
really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on purpose. But this way, we'll also never discover what's outside.
If our memories will be erased, can we leave behind something other than memories?
Something like a message? But how can we send it back? Don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being stared at.
But you're cute, you should be.
Well, okay. You want something that can pass on messages, right? Give me some time and take care of Dunyarzad for me. Yep, now we're talking. done. Here you go. What? Isn't this just an Akasha terminal? You made some little changes. Akasha terminals are already capable of sending messages. I just tweaked it so that it could connect to any node. To make something like this? Nahida, you really know the Akasha like the back of your hand. Anyway, we can use this now to record a message, right? Yep. I'll help you save the messages. It should be pretty easy to use. I just can't guarantee the user's status and signal coverage when they're outside the city. We'll never know until we try. At least we're taking the initiative now.
It's worth a try.
Let's go then. Let's expose those sages.
I still think you should stay.
All right. Paimon isn't as worried about being separated since it happened once yesterday. But Paimon still isn't happy about it.
See you tomorrow, Paimon.
Okay. See you tomorrow, Traveler. That covers everything that's happened so far.
So that message was what I left for myself when I left the city?
Yes. Although the signal was choppy and had some interference, we still managed to receive 2 messages from you when you were outside. Okay, now that you understand what's going on, let's hear the messages together.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them. I've entered another space. Before me are flowing sandstone and howling fish. Impossible and surreal sights. All these spaces are empty. Except for the occasional ones that contain mute puppets rather than people. I can't sense any human presence.
That's one heck of an info dump. It sounds like you left the Sumeru City space when you set foot outside of the walls. But everything looked completely normal when Paimon was looking out from the inside. That's unbelievable. And if we take your word for it, the other spaces all had very weird contents. There's another part here. We only received it last night.
These spaces have been disappearing, one after the other, absorbed by something like a sun in the sky. And now, even the final space has also disappeared.
The final space?
Behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now. Those spaces are actually...
Why did the message end right there? What did the Traveler want to say? What are those spaces? Probably because yesterday just happened to end at that moment. Oh, right. Paimon did hear a beep from the Akasha. Did it come from here or from the message? The message. It should have come from the Traveler's Akasha terminal. After the beep, Traveler said even the final space has also disappeared. Traveler, what do you think that final space could have been?
Spaces without human presence, the real world, the space where we were yesterday. Okay, let's hear about all of these.
All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. A lack of human presence.
The real world.
Was that space actually the real world? But wouldn't a real space just randomly disappearing like that be catastrophic?
the space where we were yesterday.
My impression is that each day in this samsara only ends at the sound of that beep from the Akasha.
Let's go with that.
Oh, so that's what it is! After the sound of the beep, the final space, the Sub-Zero's festival, also disappears, and we're taken to the next day. Later on, Traveler also mentioned a bunch of new spaces materializing behind them. Do lots of new spaces appear every day? Paimon's head is spinning. Just what are these spaces anyhow?
Do we have that many loops?
Well, consider this. For all the horrors of the Archon War, at its heart, it was just a game where a bunch of gods fought over 7 seats. So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small and simple secret. Wow, the Archon War, huh? That's an analogy and a half.
A secret, huh? Give me some time. I need to organize my thoughts.
Hey! Where are you going?
No idea. Organize your thoughts on the bench. Let's go find the bench. Oh.
Do you want some alone time to think? Alright then, Paimon won't disturb you.
Bubbles? Do we get bubbles? No bubbles? Beautiful lighting.
The dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
The dance of Sub-Zeros. It's that time already.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, Dunyarzad? We still have some other stuff to do first.
Okay then. See you later.
Have you figured it out yet, Traveler? Time is ticking away.
I think I know the answer now.
Awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know. Oh, wait, no. Let's meet up with Nahida first. You can tell us both together. This time, we're gonna get to the truth.
There.
You're back. I've been waiting forever for you two. Judging by the looks on your faces, are you ready to take your Sub-Zero's exam and graduate from the festival?
Ask away, Miss Nahida.
Okay. First off, have you discovered the hidden truth?
Whoa, there's a lot of... Okay. Information on the Akasha, the Sub-Zero Festival Samsara, spaces without human presence, alchemical divination results, people from Sumeru do not dream. Alright, let's go through these.
Okay. Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people.
Did it continue?
We've already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival many times, and the day of the festival seems to be in a perpetual samsara.
Also something we already knew.
All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common: a lack of human presence.
Also we already knew. Dreams with no human presence.
Those spaces remind me of dreams, like the one I had in the Avidia forest. Except these have no sign of human presence. The moon, illusions, and lies. What do they all mean?
People from Sumeru do not dream. Is it because Sumeru is a dream?
People in Sumeru don't dream. What a strange phenomenon.
We're gonna associate that. Dreams with no human presence. The truth behind dreams.
We are all in a dream. It isn't that the people of Sumeru don't dream. Rather, the Akasha is taking their dreams from them.
People in Sumeru think they don't dream, but the truth is the Akasha steals their dreams without them knowing it. And those spaces with no human presence are stolen dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded so weird when she was trying to describe them. Huh. So people in Sumeru do dream after all. In fact, we're all in one big dream together right now.
Correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha is capable of this?
Ooh, a lot to go through again. The Akasha's operation requires a gnosis.
The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate.
The Akasha is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power.
It is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power.
It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace.
It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace. And it grants knowledge to the people.
Why do we have these if it's just going to be the same thing that it has? Compiles the wisdom of entire populace?
That doesn't sound right. I need to carefully think things through.
Then it's this one. No?
That doesn't sound right. I need to carefully think things through.
Oh, okay. Those dream-controlling creatures in the forest also get their power from the Dendro Archon, right? That would explain why the Akasha has the ability to control people's dreams, too. But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the Akasha compiles their wisdom? Isn't there anything more to it than that?
Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active when they're dreaming. In other words, dreams are rich bundles of human wisdom.
So, in other words, the complete opposite of how Hypatia understood it. Paimon remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions, and the fact that no one dreams is a blessing from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So it was all a dirty trick? The real story is that the sages from the academia are using the Akasha to steal people's dreams for their own use, huh?
Yes, and they don't intend to stop there.
Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the samsara?
Do we get new stuff here if we interpret? Yeah.
The beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operations. We still hear it every night, even though we removed our Akasha terminals.
The appearance and disappearance of spaces.
Those spaces kept disappearing before my eyes. But as soon as that beep sounded, many more spaces materialized.
The appearance and disappearance of dreams.
Those dreamscapes kept vanishing. But as soon as that beep sounded, more new spaces appeared.
Alright, that's what we need to associate, but I want to read about these first.
Grand Sage said, "Go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content." Did he mean something more? My mind feels exhausted, even though I haven't done too much thinking. What is going on?
And this is
I've
the same
already
as well.
experienced the Sub-Zero's festival many times. And the day of the festival seems to be in a perpetual samsara.
Appearance and disappearance of dreams. The Akasha sound?
I can't seem to cohesively piece everything together.
Well, is it just this then? No?
I can't seem to cohesively... I can't...
Alright then. Mass production of dreams? I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed at where they took this. I would have wanted something a little bit more... I don't know. Not satisfying. I don't know why.
Correct. The Akasha is keeping each person's brain in a constant dream state, but also separating their consciousness from their own dream.
Just... I feel like too Kingdom Heartsy, if that makes sense.
Their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sub-Zero's festival along with everyone else's, while their now vacant dreams are harvested by the Akasha. No one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream, and so begins another samsara cycle. People wake up to yet another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival. The dreams that belong to them are once again harvested by the Akasha, and so it continues.
So, this is like a dream factory, and the Akasha is a dream harvesting machine. Did Paimon get that analogy right?
Very good, Paimon. Using analogies well is an excellent habit to get into.
Okay, so that beep we keep hearing is actually from our real-life Akasha terminals. Taking off our terminals in this dream doesn't do anything.
Alright, last question. Who am I?
They say that alchemical divination is the Dendro Archon's divine revelation. So then, if Nahida has referred to herself as the moon... Now that I think about it, wasn't illusions a hint that we're all dreaming? Now that I think about it, wasn't illusions hinting at the sage's deception of Sumeru's people?
So you noticed.
You are Lesser Lord Kusanali.
I thought that one would be the hardest question. That's why I put it last.
That wasn't hard at all. Even Paimon guessed that. Everything about you is different. We just didn't want to expose you is all. Now that you mention it, Nahida, you've been hinting to us since the very beginning. It's funny. Thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about Lesser Lord Kusanali. Paimon didn't expect to meet you like this.
I have a lot of questions for you, but this doesn't seem like a good time.
Yes, those can wait until we're back in real life. On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer any more questions you have about here and now.
Why is she here then? Like, why? Oh, we'll just go with it. Why couldn't you simply tell us the truth? How do the sages manage to keep people from noticing this? About the side effects of a mass-produced dream? Why is the dream about the Sub-Zero Festival? I don't have any more questions. Alright, let's go through all of them. Why couldn't you simply tell us the truth?
You asked me this question before. My answer was, it would literally blow your minds. Now that you know this is all a dream, this answer should hopefully make more sense. Have you heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker? Likewise, If someone suddenly had told you all this instead of you learning it on your own, your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible confusion. I couldn't expose you to that kind of risk. That's why I could only give you very subtle hints and some suggestions. Long story short, I'm really sorry I had to keep you guessing.
How do the sages manage to keep people from noticing this?
Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality. People have already experienced this Sub-Zero's festival, so it would be very difficult for them to find anything that strikes them as surreal. Secondly, you're probably wondering why people don't have any memories from earlier samsara, right? That's because people don't remember their dreams most of the time anyway. And in any case, their actual dreams are being taken away from them by the Akasha. So whenever they wake up in this dream of the Sub-Zero's festival, they don't remember anything from their previous identical dream.
That reminds Paimon. Traveler had a dream when we were in the Avidia Forest, but couldn't see what it was about after waking up. Is that an example of what you mean?
Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendril can a person gain the Dendril element's dream-enhancing power. That explains the feelings of deja vu. Meanwhile, everyone else has no idea that they are in the Sub-Zero's Festival Samsara, while their dreams are stolen from them over and over again.
About the side effects of a mass-produced dream.
Can humans really keep dreaming forever like this? Will it ever end? And if so, when?
We might say your mental fatigue has already answered this question. Eventually, there's only so much that people can tolerate, especially those whose health is compromised to begin with, like Dunyarzad. This relentless exploitation takes an even harder toll on them.
People's lives are at stake here, and nobody knows a thing! We've got to put a stop to this!
Why is the dream about the Sub-Zero's festival?
I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Could it really just be a coincidence?
Happy birthday.
Even you don't know the reason? Wow, now that's strange.
The Academia sages are determined to harvest lots of dreams in a short time, no matter the cost. They have to be up to no good. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about it. Traveler, do you have any information?
Those spaces remind me of dreams, like the one I had in the Avidia Forest. Except these have no sign of human presence. Okay, Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power.
Yes.
Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content. Did he mean something more?
Celebrate the birth of that god? Could it mean...
There's nothing more. I don't have any more questions.
Deceiving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their safety. No matter what they're trying to do, this is unforgivable. After we end the Sub-Zero's Festival Samsara, we have to look into them.
How can the sages of the Academia do this behind their Archon's back? This is ridiculous!
In the end, I'm just the moon. The real sun is long gone.
A sun and a moon? Nahida's talking in riddles again.
Oh boy.
Oh, we're out of time today.
I'll tell you how to break free of the samsara tomorrow. See you then.
Good morning, Nahida. Wait. Now that Paimon remembers everything, should we instead say good morning, Lesser Lord Kusanali? Hey, what's wrong, Nahida? You don't look too good.
Where's Dunyarzad? She couldn't have.
I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct.
Did Dunyarzad already disappear? No way! Are we too late?
The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting.
We were so close.
Paimon can't believe it. Wait, so what about that other Dunyarzad? Just what is she? Is she also going to disappear?
She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream. So another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. Just like the grass and the trees, that Dunyarzad is just a building block of the dream that helps to keep it going.
But personality-wise, she's nothing like the real Dunyarzad.
Puppets are stiff and can't copy a living person's vitality. After all, they're just there as filler. You know, speaking of which, the old Dunyarzad might not have been too different from a puppet.
Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness, and it was you who inspired her. So you do remember her after all.
Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. No one cared about her personality or thoughts. It was as if she only lived to stall her Elazar. I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so, she still...
It still meant a lot to her. You are a kind Archon.
Far from it. I'm still a long way off from being a real Archon. I couldn't even save her. If I were a competent Archon, I wouldn't have let my most faithful follower die at the Sub-Zerus Festival with so many regrets.
Please don't beat yourself up over it, Nahida. It's the Sage's fault, and theirs alone.
I'm not beating myself up. All I did was to rationally observe the distance between myself and a real Archon.
Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real Archons are still allowed to be sad.
To prevent more tragedies like this, we must end the samsara as soon as possible.
Great, but how do we do that?
Although the Sub-Zerus Festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them. That means this dream belongs to a host who created it.
Huh? So, how should we find that person?
Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness. Which means, with the power of imagination, they can change anything in this dream.
Imagination? What do you mean by that?
Imagination means breaking through what you perceive as normal. Like when a server at a tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it. However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and more on the plate, the dream will respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora. But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, it will always be food.
So we find the host, then what?
Find some way to make that person realize that they're dreaming. Usually, once that happens, the person will wake up and the dream samsara will be broken.
How are we going to find them, though? If it could be anyone, it'd be like looking for a needle in a haystack. And even if we did find them, how are we supposed to make them realize they're dreaming? After all, like you said, don't wake a sleepwalker.
It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do it are you two. Remember, everything you've achieved up to this point has all been for the sake of finding the host and ending the samsara.
Could it be Nilo? Could she be dreaming about this festival because it was kind of her thing?
As for me, during this time, I'll be out of town.
Out of town? Are you going to that place full of dreams where the traveler went?
Yes. I want to try something. There must still be a small wisp of possibility. Hurry and go. Dreams are supposed to be fantastical, romantic, and full of pleasant surprises. Unnecessary things like this samsara need to end.
Paimon's still a little upset that we've come this far only for Dunyarzad to... She was such a good person, with such a simple wish. But fate was against her.
I just feel so demoralized.
Yeah. Saving Dunyarzad is what kept us going this whole time. But we mustn't lose hope, Traveler. Dunyarzad would definitely want to see us save everyone else. So let's break the samsara for her sake. Paimon's wondering, do you think the sages would get one of their own to be the host of this stream? Feels like it would be easier to control it that way, no?
Unlikely. Knowing the plan, they'd probably become aware that they were dreaming, and an unsuspecting host would be less likely to realize this is a dream.
Huh. That's true. Plus, the sages probably weren't counting on there being other factors beyond their control, like Nahida and us. So, who do you think the host of the dream is?
The one with the strange getup?
Oh, that would make sense! Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, is a symbol of the whole Sub-Zero's festival, right? Pretty core character.
Alright, that
Let's
could be.
go ask him some questions, shall we?
That could be. Oh, yes.
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine, just... it's a little hard to explain. Would you mind taking part in a little experiment with us?
An experiment? That came out of nowhere. I'm listening, though. What do you need me to do?
Could you... make a wish?
Imagine your wish coming true before your very eyes.
You want me to make a wish? Is that a new Sub-Zero's festival tradition or something?
Less questions, more wishing!
That VA. I love it.
Okay. My wish. Okay. I'm a little nervous saying this out loud, but I want Miss Dunyarzad to be happy.
That timing couldn't be worse.
Oh.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she wasn't really talking to anyone. She just doesn't seem like herself. She's always so gentle and kind, and all the kids love her. I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be Fairest Knight of Flowers is because I'm special to her, or something.
So, you have a crush on Dunyarzad?
Oh, this is getting worse and worse.
Oh, is it that obvious? After what I just said, I guess it is. When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, she said to me, I want everyone to have a happy Sub-Zero's festival. What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment, I just wanted to be her Knight of Flowers for the rest of my life. 50 years, 100 years, I'll serve her till the end of time. Okay, yeah, that was a bit much. Felt like the right moment to get it off my chest, but that was pretty embarrassing. Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Please come true.
Please come true.
I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh, you're...
What?
Fucky? Sorry, but only one portion of Yelda candies per person. Back home you go. Nice try, you two. Anyway, never mind. I don't need to see her appear right in front of me. As long as she's happy.
Guess he isn't the host of this dream after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy. It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her. But none of them has any idea that she...
My lady, step back.
That sounds like Tia! Oh, right. This is when Dunyarzad bumps into the kidnappers.
I'll teach them a lesson they won't forget.
Huh? But Dia can handle them! Hey, Traveler!
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take...
Take Dunyarzad and leave. Leave these guys.
Hey, this is my job. The homie Yannis pay me, not you.
You're wasting your breath. Leave.
You... fine, alright. Knock yourself out. Why are you so worked up anyway? It's not like I don't trust your fighting skills. Anyway, watch yourself.
Will do.
So you got yourself some backup. Suit yourself. You're going down.
Okay, we haven't been doing this during this episode at all. Hello. Oh, hello. There we go.
Stand clear.
Try to keep up.
Oh, there's more? Hello. I've got more.
Animal test 6308. Nice and spicy.
More?
Where do you think you're going?
To kill you?
Stand clear. Traveler, were you just taking your anger out on those guys?
I'm fine. I'm just angry at myself.
You and Nahida both. Dunyarzad wouldn't want to see you two like this. Oh, and speaking of her, Paimon just remembered something. Remember how during the first Sub-Zero's festival, before the Samsara started, we came here with Dunyarzad because she wanted to pick something up? She said it was because she had forgotten something.
Forgotten all about that.
Okay, so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around here. She pointed it out to us the night before the Sub-Zero's festival.
Should we check out what the item is? Maybe it'll give us some clues.
Yeah, even if it's only a tiny clue, it'll probably still help us more than this needle in a haystack search. This is the place. It's rude to enter other people's spaces without permission, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Hey, the windows are unlocked. Okay, Paimon's gonna take a peek inside.
Trying to find a good cutoff
This
point
was only
again.
a temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing inside except this book on the table. Should we open it?
There doesn't seem to be a good cutoff time. Whoa! An elegantly written note. After almost 16 days, I was finally able to get these notes written before the Sub-Zero's festival. Once the festival ends, you and Paimon will probably continue your journey immediately, so I was hoping that I'd be able to give this to you before that. This is a compilation of folk legends concerning Lesser Lord Kusanali, created from a series of interviews that I conducted in succession and wrote down. I interviewed so many people, but I'm afraid that there are very few who know much about her. Still, I hope that this will be of use to you in your search for her. Gandharvaville's water supply was once contaminated, forcing everyone to go very far out to get water. But one day, people suddenly found that the water was drinkable again, and some said that a green light was seen near the water's source the previous night. Everyone believes that this was the divine power of Lesser Lord Kusanali at work. This sounds quite possible. The decontamination of water sources via natural means probably takes ages. Did Lesser Lord Kusanali appear in Gandharvaville then? After Mama passed away, I was super afraid of the dark and couldn't sleep. But from one day on, I would hear a voice that would chat with me till I fell asleep. A nice lady told me that Lesser Lord Kusanali must have been watching over me. Poor child. I hope that the Sub-Zero's festival makes him a little happier. This is quite similar to something I experienced back then as well. She is indeed a gentle god. There was this one time when I had a wee bit too much to drink and couldn't find my way home to save my life. Then, when I turned the corner, I could have sworn I saw Lesser Lord Kusanali. She was very tall and had the most muscular arms, and she caught me when I slipped and fell. The next morning I found myself sleeping under a tree. I reckon that must have been her looking out for me. Not sure this one has that much value as a reference. That was probably just a tree, right? These folk records appended with Dunyarzad's references and opinions leave every page densely packed.
Wow. Dunyarzad wrote all of this. Sounds like she was always thinking of us even while we were away. Even though she was also busy preparing for the Sub-Zero's festival and had all her health problems to worry about. She must have wanted to give this to us as a gift on the day of the Sub-Zero's festival, right? If we hadn't found this book, we never would have known. But now that we know, we can't even thank her.
Dunyarzad.
Hey! Where are you off to now?
Talk to Dunyarzad at that same location. Oh, I am so sorry to do this, but we're gonna cut it here. But to be fair, there really is no good cutout point anywhere in this storyline. Because you just want to keep going. But we're going to cut it here. We're going to continue next time. We're definitely getting to the end of this storyline, but I feel like it's still going to take a little bit to wrap up. So I don't want to have to feel rushed to go through this. So I would rather cut it here and give it all the time and focus that it deserves next time. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!
I haven't been out in a while.
Yeah, me neither.